All right. Great. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well in this beginning of September. And one of the things that we've seen is we have seen incredible changes over the last several years. And the big thing I want to bring about today is we're seeing less inventory right now, less inventory in the marketplace. And there's not one other marketplace that I'm aware of in the state of Florida that is seeing this. Right now, we're seeing less inventory in the villages. I also serve the Ocala area, Marion County area, more inventory there. I've got coaching clients that I work with in the Tampa area, the Orlando area, South Florida area. Now, the inventory is plateaued, so we're not seeing big influxes of inventory, which is what we saw earlier on in 2025. But right now, we're seeing less inventory in the villages. Now, we're still not in a seller's marketplace for sure, but it is a movement in that direction. And I've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. It doesn't mean that all of a sudden you can't make offers, because we are still seeing a larger amount of inventory that's out there. But the big thing I want to bring about to your attention is that you do have the opportunity to still make some offers. Sellers, you do need to be really smart on what you're pricing your home at. If you're not really interested or committed to selling your home, don't sell your home. That's for sure. One thing I want to bring to everybody's attention is that we are using more AI in our company to help as far as deciphering where the market is going. What should we do in a particular situation? We know already, but if there's something that AI can pick up that's going to be really unique, we're going to bring that about. So ask your agents, are they using AI? How are they using AI? And make sure you understand what they're saying, right? There's really 2 or 3 things that they could be doing to leverage the marketing, leverage information, so that way they can make the whole process a little bit easier and get the information to you a little bit quicker. So be thinking about that. And also, understand that there are some differences between an as-is contract and a standard contract. That's something else I wanted to bring about. And most of the people in the state of Florida are using as-is contracts. A lot of times we're using standard contracts because it's a little bit more protective of the seller. So it might be, let me explain this. Let me take a couple of minutes to explain this. I think it's important, the differences. A lot of people think, well, I don't want to do an as-is contract because as a buyer, I don't want to buy anything as is, which makes a lot of sense from the buyer standpoint. But what happens is in the as-is contract, it gives you a bigger out in the as-is contract. The as-is contract gives you a bigger out, meaning for pretty much almost any reason, you can get out of the contract during the due diligence period for an as-is contract. In a standard contract, essentially you do a home inspection and you find 5 or 6 things that are non-cosmetic that are supposed to be repaired. Then it's up to the seller on whether they're going to repair them or not. They are obligated to repair it up to the particular limits specified in the contract. But if they don't do it, or if it goes over the limit and they say they don't want to do it, then the buyer has the right to get out of the contract. The biggest difference is in a as-is contract, the buyer controls the scenario. In the standard contract, the seller initiates and controls the scenario. And then if the buyer is not happy with, or if the seller refuses to take care of the inspection repairs, no matter what the limit, then the buyer has an out. So a little bit more control with a standard contract. So as a seller, I would recommend choosing the standard. As a buyer, I'd probably recommend you choosing the as-is, but a lot of times it's all negotiable. So just remember that. If you have questions with that, you can text me anytime, 352-572-3796, 352-572-3796.